Alrighty, PG-13. This is G.I. Joe, 1982. Now, there was the original 13. You know, we had Breaker, who was pretty cool. You know, I did enjoy Breaker. I didn't get these ones until later on, though. And, you know, when I was a kid, though, my friend's brother had some of them. And so I did recognize which ones were the straight arm ones and which ones were the swivel arms. But we have, you know, Breaker. He looked pretty awesome. He didn't come with a weapon, which was kind of stupid. I mean, you're in the military. You should have come with something. Like, you know, they could have had a little M16 for him. But he was the communication specialist, and he did come with this fancy gear. He's, you know, a little backpack, little headset, and a helmet that was removable. So, again, Breaker is one of my favorites from 1982. Then we had Flash, the laser rifle. He's got some little pads. He also has a cool little backpack. And, you know, like, a lot of this stuff is fragile, so it does break. So you have to be, you know, a little bit careful with it. But again, he was also one of the figures I didn't get till later on. And we have Grunt. Grunt, you know, Grunt is a basic infantry trooper. He did come with the M16 and a little backpack. You know, I thought it would have been cool if they all came with backpacks, but no. Now, some people say that, you know, the visors, well, he might not have had a visor, but some male waist ones, you might have gotten a visor. So, who's to say? Now, rock and roll, I do have all these little bipods. Oh, I got like tons of these. So, but rock and roll is one of my favorites. The swivel arm one, because he has way more detail on the bullets and stuff, and it's, you know, nice gold shiny. But he didn't have a backpack. So again, I do enjoy rock and roll. You know, he's got the beard, just like Breaker. So again, rock and roll, one of my favorites. Scarlet, well, again, her head sculpt was just not so great. And, well, her crotch piece, always broken, even in the 1.5 version. Again, now I do like the fact that they didn't reduce her size. They kept her 3 3/4 size. You know, just like kind of like the first Star Wars figures, you'd keep them all the same size. I didn't like the fact that they did that to some figures. Anyways, that's a whole different thing. Then we have, well, Short Fuse. Short Fuse was a mortar technician. So basically he used his mortar. He still should have had, you know, he's got some little mortars in his backpack. But he should have still had like a cool sidearm. I think he did come with a visor. But again, you know, I could take a visor off the other one. I still need a few pieces here and there, but overall, the straight arms are harder to find, that's for sure. You might pay 40 or 50 Canadian or American, in between that range. Snake Eyes, he was a commando, but they turned him into a ninja. And yes, he did come with an Uzi, and he did have a ammo clip, which I do have a whole bunch of. So again, fantastic figure. Didn't come with a backpack, which I thought was kind of weird. I don't think Stalker either came with a backpack as well, but I just put that on him for now. And again, my straight arm Stalker, I think one of his arms is broken. So anyone out there want to send me an arm, a left arm, that would be awesome. But you can glue it. They do become fragile over time, and like, I'm not sure if this one's heel broke, but one of my other Stalker's heels broke. So again, did love Stalker. He's a ranger. He's camouflaged. and a really cool figure. Now, you know, this guy should have been named Bazooka, but they named him Zap. Zap. The Simpsons made the best episode. Zap. Did he have a visor? Probably. Rock and Roll might not have. But again, you know, he has a bazooka. Well, how come he didn't have a backpack? You know, why? Now, sometimes I might call Clutch Breaker Clutch, but here's Clutch. And again, you know, he did come with the vamp. He did not come with a weapon, but you could fit him with an M16 or something, or a little Uzi. And he didn't have a backpack. Pfft, you know, Grand Slam. Now this guy is friggin' cool. He did come with a jetpack and a launch pad, and he also came with a HAL. I don't know if that was 82, but probably 83. But no, that was 82. So the HAL did come out in 82. Now, General Hawk, or was it Colonel Hawk back then? So Colonel Hawk, I don't have the straight arm version, but again, he did come with the missile system, and you know, no backpack. Was he supposed to come with a weapon? Maybe. I know Steeler came with an Uzi, which I probably have an Uzi somewhere. Whole bunch of Uzis I have for the figures. But he does come with a cool visor, and he was, you know, the Mobat tank driver. And they did have 3 vehicles for that year. Can you believe that? Only 3 vehicles. They do have some tow behinds, which I do have behind me, and they are on the shelf, but we can quickly take a quick look. You know, we have the missile system, and we have the HAL over here. Those were 2 of, well, the jump pack, oh yeah, and the flak. Was it the flak? The other laser cannon, where did I put it? Oh, it's somewhere in the room. Probably on the ship here. Oh, here it is. So we have it on the flag. And again, the flak. You know, I got a couple of these, so they are cool. And the vehicles, you know, I loved the Ram cycle. It was just fantastic. You know, you could put 2 Joes on it, or just 1. And you can get these in multiples and army build them. You know, some people do army build grunts and zaps, short fuses. You know, some people even army build breakers. You'd never know. But again, I do love the original figures. But originally, I got them later on. And like I said, my friend's brother had a whole bunch. So we did get to play with these. So, you know, you didn't really miss out as much. But again, the vamp, you know, they should have made a wheelie Jeep, you know, like the 50s. They should have had something like that could hold a few more figures as well. You know, the vamp's not a bad thing to have. But again, like, it should have, you know, had more seats. Even like maybe if they would have made like a crossover. There was a custom someone made a vamp with like into a truck. It looked cool, super cool. Now, this tank was awesome, but the fact that it didn't have a neutral setting, so you could, you know, when the batteries died, you could still play with it. And yes, it did have rubber treads, and it does have a tow hook, just like the vamp. You know, the tow hooks to pull your tow behinds. You know, these were a lot of fun, these toys. But again, the military aspect, that's what G.I. Joe is. But somebody wanted to deviate from that, from Hasbro, turn it into something that it's not. You know, G.I. Joe, to me, will always be a military toy line. And the fact that it is, should always be. Now, yes, you can have different subgroups off of the military line. and that's fine and dandy, but again, you gotta keep it core. The original 13, you know. Scarlet. Now Scarlet can fly a Sky Striker. Well, Duke's not in this line here. We only have Hawk. The fact that there's a lot of inconsistencies in the Hasbro line. You know, they'll change the hair color, maybe even the whole face. They'll name the figures all wrong. Oh man. But anyways, I did love these figures, and that's the whole point of this video. I loved them enough to mail away for them, and you could do that with the special offers. They always had special offers. So again, you know, back in the day, it was cheap. And I mean, this pamphlet here is stated 1987, but you could still mail away for, you know, Zap, Major Blood, Flash. There is another blue one. This is the red booklet. There's a few mail away booklets or pamphlets. You know, there's always a special offer. Get your special offer. And like the Hooded Cobra Commander, HCC, this is a salute to you. May you always have a friend here. A friend in me. I didn't come out till 83 or 84. Anyways, now yes, there was 3 Cobras for 1982. That would be the soldier, the officer. I don't have the Cobra Commander. That's straight arm. So we all know what the Cobra officer and soldier look like. I should have brought them out for the video, but they're not part of the original 13. They're part of the original 3. So anyways, I am busy with work and stuff, so don't get as much time to make videos. And I will eventually get some new stuff in, but you know, like I said in the last video, got to catch up on bills, and you know, finally paid off the water heater that went just before Christmas last year. Merry Christmas. Good thing I buy my presents in advance. It would have been a bad Christmas. But anyways, thanks everyone for watching. Stay tuned, because you know, even though it was 1982, the Ram Cycle is one of my favorite vehicles. You know, I just love the heck out of it, and that's why I do army builds. I got a couple, so I probably will get a couple more. You know, I do love the bikes. You know, they should have had more bikes for the Joes. But for 1982, that's what it was. You know, there wasn't as many vehicles for the line, and you know, they went with a motorized battle tank instead of a remote controlled battle tank. I mean, back then they did have that technology. You know, you could have had a remote controlled battle tank. That would have been fantastic. But oh well. So we had the first versions, which were straight arm, which apparently I'm still missing a few. I do have some straight arms, so I can always make something. I got an extra set of straight arms somewhere. But anyways, you know, that's another thing about taking apart your figures and fixing them, as well as, you know, mixing and matching parts, so you can get different figures from the same figures. And a lot of these figures have interchangeable parts. And you know, you look at the crotch piece. The crotch piece is different from the first version, from the second versions, or 1.5 versions. So you know if you got the true version, as well as the pockets. You know, the second version, the pockets were on the front, and the first version they're on the side. But anyways, thanks for watching. What a time again.